Hi everyone, and welcome to the final walkthrough of the StratIQ app. I'm very excited to tell you about all the new features and additions that we've added, which I really believe has improved the overall functions and the features of the app. But before I actually show you, I just want to remind you why we started the StratIQ app and why we decided to build it. And it literally came from questions that were asked by my own team, and simply it was like, how did this marketing campaign do? Or did this video that I created convert? And as with any owner that goes to Google Analytics or GA4, they're faced with this sea of data. It's a huge amount of important information that sits there, but it's difficult to understand. It's difficult to find the correct answers. And I knew that this was something that AI could handle for us and provide valuable insight, and not only plain English answers of what a business owner is looking at, but also strategies on how to improve. And when we first started, and that's what I showed everyone in the week 2 video, the entire app was kind of e-commerce focused. But we soon realized that there are other businesses that rely on Google Analytics and the analysis of that data, and that includes service industries, includes medical practices, wellness businesses. There are potential businesses that have both a service and an e-commerce side to it, and so the metrics needed to be accommodated for each of those different kind of business types. So we also added that in, but I will show that to you later on. Anyway, the other realization that we came to is it's very difficult for this app to show to the judges on the Replit Buildathon, but also for investors or for just a user that wants to assess before actually linking their Google Analytics account. But for someone that's an investor or a judge, they may not have a Google Analytics account. So it's difficult for anyone that doesn't have that account to actually assess, does this app work? So we thought it was very important to produce a live demo site that's fully functional. It's working exactly as the app. And so we've added this call to action, try our live demo, which I've just clicked on now. And you can see this is a fictional company, StyleHaus. And we filled in data for the last 30 days for each of the different pages, including traffic, the conversions, social, store health, campaigns, tracking links, page search, and page social. Now, what we did add an additional functionality to all of them was, to all of the back end of the app, was the event distribution. We felt this was very important for users, and even if they do employ an analyst. And the other new addition compared to last week's video was Funnel Diagnostics, including a call-out cards at the top, as well as a full explanation of the purchase journey with percentages and drop-offs, including also the checkout journey. And so these were the things that were added, and this allows any user to actually click the Ask Claude, and if they are in any reports and they open up a report, to click the deep dive and to get a fully functioning deep dive with Claude. But I'm going to show you that in the real app where we've linked to a real live store. So sign in is after signing in, I do need to actually add my authenticator code. That is just an additional security step, because there's a lot of valuable information that sits in here. So we wanted to be ensure that it is protected. And you can see that we have 2 live stores linked up, both Skin Miles and Skin Ingredients. And we also have EF Medispa, which I mentioned earlier. That's a business which has multiple Medispas in London, but also has an e-commerce part. And so they've agreed to link their account and to test it and to give us feedback. And the third external is a SEO and digital marketing agency called Sign Me Up, and they've also signed on, and they're testing out the actual app. Let's open up Skin Ingredients, and you can see that immediately it calls through an API to their Google Analytics account, and literally just puts in all the actual data for each of the different pages. As mentioned in the traffic page, we have our events distribution, and that's brand new, in the Funnel Diagnostics, which gives real-time values. What is great is, obviously this is not in the demo site, but we do have it for the live site, is that you can choose different dates as well as a custom range by entering the dates that you want to view, and that's for any single page. Now, what is important to be aware, and also what we've added, is that when you do get to analysis reports, like for example store health, we've added the ability to export a PDF on the actual brief that was generated, and I'm going to call it into the window so that everyone can see in a minute. But we also have the ability to export an Excel, which gives a fairly good breakdown of everything that is actually visible. And so the reason why we want these two is, you can see this was the downloaded export of the actual report, and it gives all the different metrics and values, what the findings are. It color codes what needs to the actual action plan, and then the description of the full action plan. And I'm just going to call over quickly the PDF, and one can see that the PDF that is nicely designed. It has the color scheme and designs, and really follows quite a nice kind of format and color coding to show the user and even the analyst the ability to look at what the action plan actually is. And I mentioned earlier that we do have the deep dive and ask Claude to analyze. What I want to stress is that this is not just a chatbot where we send a whole lot of data and say, okay, give us insight. It literally goes through a TypeScript. It goes through a TypeScript check of known failure issues, and then gives a deterministic and a more detailed analysis specific to those metrics and specific to the store. The other part that we're quite excited about is we're going to expand this app, and we're going to be also adding which is very important for this app, is the paid Google search as well as paid social search. And then once those are added, we're going to have the ability to give a complete analysis to every single user. But currently, and that was our goal and our main aim for this Buildathon, was to provide these Google Analytics analysis with a detailed explanation, both for a business owner. So yeah, you can see the business owner details in plain English, tells the user what to do, but also provides an analyst view, which is a lot more technical, uses acronyms, etc., so that an analyst also has a good indication or analysis of any particular metric and report that gets generated. So yeah, so that's the end of this video. I hope you found that exciting as much as we have. I've learned a lot during this, not only in the building part, but also on the marketing part. But actually, more just as importantly, I actually learned a lot about Google Analytics and how the functionality on the back end of Google Analytics works. Anyway, till next time, bye-bye and take care.